Stand Up by Yvonne, Cheyenne, and Lexi. This is Nujood Ali. Nujood Ali was born in a small town called Karji, Yemen. She then moved with her family to Sana'a. Her father had 2 wives and 16 children. They lived in poverty, barely able to afford food. At the young age of 10, Nujood's father married her off to a man 3 times her age. The current child marital statuses are as follows. In Southern Asia, 48%, that's nearly 10 million, girls are married before the age of 18. In Africa, 42% of girls were married before the age of 18. In Latin America and the Caribbean, 29% of girls are married by the age of 18. Throughout the novel, Nujood repeatedly uses imagery to enhance the understanding of a moment or experience in her life. On page 77 to 78, she describes the first time her barbaric husband raped her. Suddenly, it was as if I had been snatched up by a hurricane, flung around, struck by lightning, and had no more strength left to fight. With what felt like my last breath, I shrieked one more time. Through this imagery-filled passage, Nujood hoped to delineate the vile acts against her, so that the offenses could be put in perspective. Oftentimes, people in society constantly walk away from the atrocities of life. People needn't turn a blind eye to these terrible things. Rather, they need to stand up and fight what they know is right. Even though Nujood was scared, she still stood up, as she delineates in page 103. Once on the avenue, I was suddenly afraid of being recognized. Go on. If you want a divorce, it's up to you, said my little voice encouragingly. On the Willow Canyon campus alone, students are witnesses to multitudes of bullying actions or degrading words. Yet everyone stands aside, too afraid of being disliked or put in the wrong group. Students, adults, and people alike should never be afraid to stand up for what is right, no matter how difficult. As expected from a child, Nujood uses simplistic diction to convey her traumatizing ordeal. Try as I might to control my emotions the way Shada does, I can't. Not yet, at least. My heart pounds. I can't help it. After all that he has done to me, I hate him so much. Page 112. Here Nujood uses simplistic diction to express her anger towards the man who for months beat and raped her, as she sees him in court. Appropriate diction from a child who, even though was assaulted as viciously as an adult, she longs to play at home. Similarly, it doesn't take a doctor's degree to stand up for someone. A simple stop or don't can be enough to make a difference in someone's life. In Nujood's life, victory was hers. The divorce is granted. I just can't believe my ears. How curious this sudden desire to run and scream to express my joy. Page 117 to 118. This amazing happiness is granted to Nujood Ali when her divorce case was decided in her favor. Her life may not have been perfect the following months, but one thing was constant: the ability to live with her family without the fear of being insulted, slapped, raped, or beat at any given moment. Her happiness had returned. No matter how difficult, Nujood continues to push through and stand up for what she knows is right. Not once did Nujood Ali's family take pity upon her situation. A father, a mother, all knowing of the great difficulties and abuse placed upon Nujood, yet no one dared to help. Her older brother shunned her and quoted honor lost when she filed for divorce. But none of this stopped Nujood from doing what is right. Similarly so, the people of this society and day and age should be called to an even higher standard than that of a 10-year-old child. Towards the conclusion of her memoir, Nujood writes, I was proud to learn that my story had helped them find the means to defend themselves. Page 164. Many others should take this lesson from Nujood Ali and her traumatic encounter. Because no matter how barbaric, through the suffering of one, a lesson is to be learned, and the life of another has been saved. Now headlines can read, hundreds of child brides file for divorce, because through Nujood Ali's theme of standing up for what is right, which she delineated through her use of imagery and simplistic diction in her acts and in her novel, many others have had the strength to stand up for what is right. The call to stand up is not only for child brides, but for everyday occurrences, such as name-calling or bullying. The movement for a better world where people do what is right and stand up for those who are wronged cannot stop now. We propose to raise awareness among young children to fight for what is right. We plan to visit schools throughout the Dysart district and deliver our message through plays, videos, questionnaires, speeches, and personal experiences. We want to end the everyday abuse that occurs in children's everyday life. By teaching children at a young age, we hope to instill that the need to stand up for themselves and others. We plan to visit all 21 schools in the Dysart district within 1 year to help raise awareness. After that, we will continue our efforts worldwide and across the nation.